Today I'm going to do a little update on how I've actually been using my pages. I set this personal sized rings binder up 3 weeks ago. I think it's almost 3 weeks ago. And I've been loving it. This is the dream, at least at the moment. So I guess we'll just start on the first page. This is a free printable from Sleepy Notes Club. I love how cute it is, and I just mark off every day that I use my planner. This first whole section is my trackers and collections. First we have a call log. I have a lot of family that lives far away, so I like to keep track of when I've called people. Then I have a health tracker. I keep track of my cycle and a couple other symptoms that I want to keep track of. And then here on the right, I have space for notes. If there's something unusual or just something I want to be able to reference back on regarding my health, it goes there. And then I've just used a highlighter on every Saturday just to help me keep track of the time a little bit better. Then I have my habit tracker. My habits are kind of broken down into 3 sections. I have my physical habits, so things like drinking enough water, and then mental and spiritual habits, and a couple things for work. I used my pink Tombow here to highlight the days that are not routine. So if my husband was home or my kid was sick or anything like that, I'll highlight it with the Tombow so that when I'm looking back on my month, I can see how those irregular days impact my habits. All things considered, considering how much of this is pink, I think I did pretty well. This is The Last Time I spread. I've seen a few variations of this. This one is a Alastair method where I've got a column for each of the months and then a column to write down different tasks, and then I can just check off when I've done each of those tasks last. So only thing on here right now is the last time I cleaned the microwave, which was in January, because it's January. I have a shopping list, a stationery wish list. I still have the bingo card from Lindsay Scribbles, the Planner Contentment bingo card. I almost have a bingo, which is pretty exciting. And then I've got some goals here. I think I'm on track to finish each of these goals, which is pretty exciting. I, in the past, have had trouble with goal setting because I don't actually consider my actual life half the time. But with these ones, I actually looked at the month ahead and like, what could I actually realistically do? And that is how I set my goals. And I think it actually worked this month. And then here I have just some January wins with the date and what I did or what happened. This here is a divider that I actually made in my last video, I believe. I'll link it below if you want to see how I made these. But this first one has a pocket. I just got a couple receipts and whatnot in here. And this second section is my planning section. Again, I've kept it fairly simple. I've found that when my systems get too complicated, it frazzles me. And a frazzled me is not good for anyone. So this first insert here is a weekly meal planning sheet that I've been playing around with. I have a column here with each of the days of the week and what we're having for dinner, because that's kind of the only meal I really meal plan. And then on the right side here, I can write my grocery list. And then we are into January, again with a couple of goals for the month. And then on to my monthly spread. This is pretty functional. I just write down day-specific tasks or events so that I can keep track of them. Here I have a color coding system of things to remember or that I may need to reference later in the year. I will put in red. Memories I put in green, and blue is people or like prayer things or anything like that that I want notated on my main monthly spread. And then, oh, I forgot to say, these are again the Sleepy Notes Club free printables. that I've got in here. And on the back side of her monthly, she has an inbox. And because I had a lot of things to do this month, I added a couple more inbox pages. I, again, used the Tombow to just highlight every other week on here, just to make it a little easier to differentiate between weeks. I do keep all 12 months in here at once so that I can plan for the future and reference the past. Okay, scene change. I was talking too loudly and I woke up the child, whose bedroom is right next to the office. So we are on the other side of the house now. And we're gonna finish this video. He's back asleep, don't worry about him. He's okay. I just woke him up very briefly. All right, so these are my dailies. They're used very heavily. I journal and I plan on the same pages. So that both complicates and simplifies my life. You'll see what I mean when we get there. This first insert is some prompts, some daily prompts. Last year I did Helen's prompts over at Coffee Monsters Co., but she is not doing them this year, which I am sad about, but we endure. And I decided to put together some of my own prompts for each month, and I will be putting them on the Basically Composed site. So if you're looking for a source for daily prompts, I will link it below. My dailies have evolved this month. We started out with this very simple layout where I'm putting the date at the top of the page, a little margin, and just going as much as I want in one day, which I'm still kind of doing. You'll see as we go it evolves a little bit. Where I'm at currently, this is a daily spread that is modeled after the Franklin Covey daily pages, where I've got my tasks on the side, schedule next to that, and then a space for notes. The problem for me is that I journal as well in here, so this one page isn't enough for me. So I'm playing around with it a little bit, and I flip-flopped how this works. So I started with my notes page so that I can take notes and then add consecutive notes pages all in the same day without disrupting the flow of my writing. And then my last page is for my schedule and my tasks. I haven't actually gotten a chance to use these in real life yet because I haven't gotten to these inserts, but I am looking forward to it, and I will keep you updated on how this is going because I'm very excited about it. I'm constantly towing the line between wanting structure but not too much structure, and hopefully this will give me that, where I have the structure of, hey, I have all of my dailies in here for every day of the month, and I can also add as many pages as I need within a single day. Let's go back and I'll just flip through a couple of these pages and just talk about whatever comes to mind. This is the day where I got my new pens. My old one had a grippy here, so when I tried to move it in and out of this pen loop, it would catch, and it was just not a good experience. So I got these ones, and it fits perfectly, and I'm very excited about it. I had a cup of tea and wanted to punch it and just put it in my journal, which again is one of the beautiful things about rings, is that you can just add things. And I didn't need to go find some double-sided adhesive and a blank space on the page. I could just tip it in here. This is like an info fly leaf that I cut out, and on the back side of this is pictures of my kiddo. But again, one of the beautiful things about rings is that you can use whatever paper is laying around, literally. And it's cute, you know? Here's an example of what I was talking about with my issue with this schedule and tasks being on the left-hand side and then the notes here. I made it work here, but I wanted to journal more than this, but I was running out of space because I journaled and I did my prompt, and then later in the evening, I wanted to come back to it, but I'm like, I want it to flow properly, and it just isn't. Behind these dated dailies, I have just some extra note paper and a couple of extra sticky notes. And then I have, again, some random pieces of paper that I can tip in and put pictures on and whatnot, and some project pages that I'm working on, and I need to find a better way to keep them in here so that I can reference them, but that is a problem for another day. And then I have my little privacy folder here where I keep my contacts and passwords and all that kind of stuff that I want to keep with me, but I don't want to be flashing it on the internet. Or if I'm out and about and I'm making an appointment, I don't want everybody seeing this if I flip to this page, you know? And then I've got a clip filled with stickers just sitting in the back here. That's about it. I am loving it in this size. There's just something about the size of the page for me when it comes to journaling is very easy and my thoughts flow easily. I was having a problem with the A5 where I was just daunted by the page, and I don't have that problem with the personal size. Well, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more monthly setups and flip throughs and just me having fun with my journals. If you like that kind of thing, go ahead and subscribe. And I would love to know, what was your favorite part of using your planners and journals this month? For me, it was definitely the dailies. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Have a blessed day.